Good evening, Europe, which will make perfect sense if you enjoy Eurovision, otherwise you may think that I have a head injury. I don't. I'm just really obsessed with Eurovision, and since I like talking about that and mental health, I thought that this week I would share 5 lessons that Eurovision has taught us about better mental health. So, can I do it? Stick around and find out. Here comes the intro, and then let's talk. Hello and welcome. I'm Jeremy Godwin. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Let's Talk About Mental Health TV. This week is all about discovering what Eurovision, the biggest and greatest song contest on the planet Earth, can teach us about better mental health. Is this just a thinly veiled excuse for me to be able to talk about Eurovision? Probably. Does that matter? No, not really, because there are actually some really good lessons that we can take from Eurovision about better mental health and well-being. And because there was a dispute with the jury voting, there's even a chance that I might throw in a bonus tip at the end. So, let's Eurovision. Lesson number 1 is, life is completely random and unpredictable. At the beginning of 2020, there were 41 acts around the world getting themselves ready to represent their countries at the biggest and greatest song contest in the entire world. And then, well, someone got the flu and the entire world shut down. And it's not just the year that shall not be named. Every year at Eurovision, there are a couple of songs that are considered to be favourites who don't even come remotely close to taking out the top prize like they thought. Does anybody remember Italy's 2017 entry with the gorilla suit? I loved that one, by the way, but that was one of the favourites to win, and there's no chance that it did. And of course, when that happens, it's really disappointing for both the artists and the fans. So here's the lesson about mental health from that. You can make all the plans in life that you like, but sometimes shit happens and that's okay. Setbacks are not dead ends, but instead they are obstacles to be overcome. And very often they can take you in completely new directions that you might never have imagined. I talked about the topic of setbacks in episode 77 of the Let's Talk About Mental Health podcast. If you'd like more advice on dealing with setbacks and challenges, and you'll find the link in the description. So speaking of setbacks and disappointments, my second lesson from Eurovision about better mental health is sometimes it can take many years to fully get over disappointments. In 2016, a plucky young country called Australia competed at Eurovision for the second time. Don't even get me started on how Australia somehow managed to con itself into a European song contest, given that we're thousands of miles away on the other side of the world, but here we are. Anyway, for 2016, we sent the wonderful Dami Im, who performed the mega hit Sound of Silence dressed as a giant box of tissues. And we were so close to winning, but we ended up coming in second place when Jamala won for Ukraine. 5 years later, do I still think that Dami was robbed? Yes. Have I been able to move on with my life? Yes, well, mostly. I mean, I have similar flashbacks of unfair results from the following year when Estonia did not get through to the semi-final with Verona, which is, in my opinion, one of the most Eurovision-y Eurovision songs ever, and therefore worthy of winning the entire contest. But I hold no grudges, and no offense to Ukraine, who were very worthy winners over us in 2016. So what's the lesson for mental health? Well, sometimes in life you will be disappointed, and it's okay to feel that way because it means that you're emotionally invested in something, and that's a good thing. But the way to deal with it is not to lash out at other people because they won when your favourite didn't. Instead, it's to recognize that sometimes in life things just don't go our way, and it's okay because that teaches us resilience and perseverance. My next point is diversity. Every year, Eurovision is a fairly diverse representation of European music, from singing grandmas to shirtless men, from butter-churning milkmaids to a vampire rising out of a piano. Eurovision is exceptionally diverse. Now, not every single song will be something that you like, and that's okay. You don't have to like everything. And that's the lesson for mental health, because we're all individuals with unique tastes. And what that means is that we all have different likes and dislikes, which is totally okay. Instead of trying to argue with one another and prove why your version of right is the best version, instead focus on what you like and let others just get on with what they like. My view on this is that with everything, if it isn't harming anyone, then just let people do what they do. And that improves your mental health when you do that, because it makes you less of an opinionated and cranky person and much more like someone who is kind and accepting of others. So my next point is, seemingly random things can make total sense if you don't overthink it. Now obviously the biggest one I can think of here is the elephant in the room, or in this case, the Australia in the Europe. And why we are involved year after year makes little to no sense to anybody else, but we just love it. And you know what? I'm not even going to try to make excuses. I'm just going to do a Jada Essence haul here and say, look over there. Eurovision requires you to suspend your sense of disbelief at the door. Don't believe me? Well, let me share with you my absolute number one favorite Eurovision entry of all time, 2009's Be My Valentine Anti-Crisis Girl by Svetlana Loboda, who was representing the Ukraine. The song itself is already over the top. I mean, it has two titles because it actually changes halfway through. It's like a completely different set of lyrics, a completely different chorus, but using the same music. But that was nothing compared to how wild and over the top the staging was. Giant spinning hamster wheels, gymnastics, half-dressed gladiators, backing singers on stilts or something, and then just when you think that it can't get any more over the top, they pull Svetlana out on a moving platform while she plays the drums like Animal from the Muppets as flames go off around her. Be My Valentine Anti-Crisis Girl is without a doubt the most gloriously camp and extra thing I have ever seen in my entire life, and I have seen Kylie Minogue in concert several times. So what's the lesson for mental health? Try not to overthink things. Not everything in life has to be worthy of winning a prestigious award like a Pulitzer Prize or something. Sometimes things can just be fun for the sake of fun. Do whatever the hell you want, even if it is over the top and super extra, because there will always be people who enjoy what you do. And then my fifth lesson from Eurovision about better mental health is 2020 vision in hindsight. Speaking of fun, ABBA are generally considered to be the most successful act ever to emerge from Eurovision after they won back in 1974 with Waterloo, which launched their career. But not everyone was thrilled. The United Kingdom gave them 0 points, which just goes to prove that not everyone will know a good thing if and when they see it. So what's the lesson for better mental health? Not everyone will like you or get you, and that's okay. Just be who you are and do what you do, and eventually you will find your people. And if not, amuse yourself in the meantime by dressing up in giant angel wings while pretending that you're under attack from demons in bodysuits. And so that's my 5 tips. Oh, wait, hold on. We have a last minute entry. Oh, substitution. Actually, no, it's a bonus. Surprise, because I never do that in my episodes. My bonus lesson from Eurovision is have fun. Honestly, stop taking life so seriously all the time and just let loose. If you want to dress in a yellow pantsuit and dance around like someone slipped acid into your latte, go for it. If you want to pretend that it's the 80s all over again as you compete on Star Search, go for it. And if you'd rather spend 3 minutes comparing Mata Hari to Cleopatra so that you're able to reference the song that you were going to enter last year, go for it, by all means. Fun makes life more enjoyable, and it helps us to get through all of the challenging stuff that inevitably comes our way. So do what you want to do and be who you want to be. Oh wait, that's not a Eurovision song, but whatever, you get my point. So that's it for this week. Let me know in the comments below what lessons Eurovision has taught you about better mental health. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like more simple ideas for better mental health, subscribe to my channel. Have a fantastic week, and talk to you next time. For more great content, subscribe to the channel by clicking the logo here. And check out this video that you might like. Catch the weekly podcast every Sunday, and find even more content at letstalkaboutmentalhealth.com.au, along with exclusive daily stuff on social media. Thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.